Make no mistake, even if we bring in these new signings, some of these boys are just irreplaceable.
Oh, yeah!
Hello and welcome back to another episode as part of Borderline Glory. We are still here with 1860 Munich and we are ready to go for another season, the third season here as part of the challenge. Let's go and take a look at our pre-season. First of all, we've had some interesting games. We've had a 3-0 win at home against Celtic and then also a 3-1 loss away to Gruther first. So I don't know what's gone on there really, but it looks like Musonda scored 4 games in a row, which is always nice to see. So not the worst pre-season, obviously got a few wins under the belt, which is nice to see in terms of this new table, what's going on. Teams of interest, Saarbrücken came up. We also have Heidenheim who've come down. Anyone else who got relegated? Schalke looks like they got relegated, which will be an interesting game. I don't think we played against them last season. We also have Dynamo Dresden. I don't quite recognise them. These teams might have been here last year. I don't really know. Paderborn, I don't think were there. Ulm, I think were, but then another team. Well, we said Saarbrücken, that is pretty much it really for who's come into this new season. We're taking a look, obviously potentially moving away. We'll go and look at that in a second. But in terms of the transfer window for us, the money is a bit of an issue. We are under on over, I should say, on the wage budget, so we'll have to potentially get a few players to be moving out of the club. That is something that will be happening and has already happened. If we go and take a look at the transfer history, what's taken. Let's take a look at what's going on here. So some players left us on freeze and stuff like that. I don't know if there's a way we can still look at that. Expired deals, is it? Or release players? We didn't necessarily release them, but I guess it won't let us see all transfers. We'll look at the players who've come into the club. So we'll start with the free transfers that we made. Rune van den Berg has come in, 24 years old, Belgian international. Looks like a good overall player who's come into this team, and he's good to have as cover in at that DM position. Another player who we brought in is Niels Froling. He comes in as a channel midfielder, which is a position, if we can get that really nailed on, is really good, and he's got some good overall abilities and can play that role really naturally, which is quite tough to come by. 27 years of age, Swedish international, has played for a number of clubs across Germany and Sweden, so a good signing we've made there. We brought in Ruan Tresoldi. I don't know why these colours have changed. I don't know if they're regressing in their abilities, but for some reason, I don't know if there's been an update, but they're shown as orange now, even though they are not like that bad a player. But Tresoldi comes in. He's played a number of years in Brazil, some in Italy as well. He actually played a few seasons ago, so quite the experienced player we have at 187. Good overall abilities, and look at some of his mental stats. Good player to have in as a bit of a squad player. And then we go and take a look at some of the big money signings we have made. The first one is Mladen Cvetinovic. Now that took a bit of getting the head around trying to figure out that name, but this guy looks very, very good. Bosnian international, already got 4 caps, 23 years of age. We brought him in on a quite a good deal, 800,000, which was obviously quite a lot to spend, but he looks like a very good player with a lot of potential to go and work into, so hopefully he is going to be a very, very good player for us, and a bit of a no-nonsense, tough centre-back. That's what we want to see from him, and I think we've managed to get ourselves a very good player there from Holsten Kyle. We brought in Luka Doric from the Hoffenheim B team. He's 24 years of age, still a bit of potential to work onto. I think this guy is a bit of he is down as a squad player, another Bosnian international. Quite a good deal we got him on. Overall, his abilities look incredible, and if he can continue to develop them, we could have a very, very good, all well-rounded player there. I think that is a very, very good signing to have made in this season. Then finally, could be the resolution to all our striker problems. We brought in Oscar Wilhelmsen. He comes in at striker, 188 centimeters, very, very good overall. Naturally, got some very good qualities, including his jumping abilities. Still a lot of potential to tap into at 23 years of age. He's already played quite a few games in Germany and in Sweden as well, but now is the time for the step up, and hopefully he will be the resolution to all our striker issues. So it has been an interesting transfer window. We went and splashed the cash. I'm sure if it doesn't work out, we can make at least break even on some of those players, but I guess the next thing to look at naturally now is some of the vacancies. What's going on? Is there any really? So obviously in this summer, teams will have re-signed or signed new managers should they have been released. Some of these jobs stable, secure. I don't know if there's any actually. Is there any available? If you're going to take a look, no, there isn't. But there is secure jobs. Is there going to be stable jobs? The stable is better than secure, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know why it's not filtering to stable at the top. I don't really know. But these are the jobs that are on offer. If any comes up, then maybe we'll start to look. But obviously, we'll be looking to go to a club near to us in the border. So that would be either France, Belgium, or Germany. Not Germany, we're already in Germany. Switzerland is what I was trying to get out there. I don't know why I went straight to Germany. So we'll have to look at the potential offers there, but I don't really know. We just got to get into it, As we've said, I think we've set up a really good squad here going into the season. Lots of quality. Could potentially challenge for some of those higher spots in this season. Obviously, it's not much if you want to get promoted, but there's still some stuff you can, or some spots to work with there. And if that vacancy comes up, it comes up. I think we've not griefed the next manager too much. As we've said, they can break even on some of these signings, but they could also become very, very good players as well. Let's go and get straight into it and see what some of these new boys can do with the first game of the season against Fortuna Dusseldorf. So the team for this game against Dusseldorf, we've got Ray showing our backline of Voet, Vela and Svetinovic. We've got Jakob, Jacobsen, Christiansen and Danhoff, Musonda on the left, Philip on the right and Wilhelmsen up top. It's kick-off here in our third season with 1860 Munich. There could be an early chance here. There's luckily nothing coming from that there. But obviously new signings are in. We've got Dulic, who is one to watch, whether he'll stay at the club or not. He does still have a bit of potential, but he is wanting to force and move out. I think we needed to sign a bit of a big centre-back. We had Lesnar, but not really the type of player. He brings experience into that back line, but not potential. And I think that's what we have now with our new signing in Svetinovic off that right side. Lots of good potential. It's hard to measure really how good your centre backs are because you don't particularly see them, but I guess we'll just have to see how it can go with him. He looks like a very, very capable player with a lot of potential to work into. We've had some very good centre backs in the past, particularly at Shakhtar, who we spent big money on. Probably what would it be? We spent about 100 times the amount we've spent on Svetinovic. I think it was on Lozano, if you remember that name. And Ochoa, was he a midfielder or a centre-back? I'm not too sure, but some very, very good players. I remember Miguel Angel Lozano, 75 million very early on, and he had a lot of potential that we tapped into and became a very, very good player. And I think it was a bit similar. I just thought I'd splash and clash like we did at Shakhtar. That was very good fun, what we did there. And now it's just a case of seeing if they can go and perform. But we do also have Wilhelmsen in this team. We have Musonda, who's obviously very capable. That guy is 32 years old and doesn't show any signs of slowing down. He's absolutely ridiculous. What a player we managed to get in. I think he was the first signing we ever made in on a loan. And he just looks like a very, very capable player. But there is a few changes to his team. Ratio comes in for Don, who is injured. If he can have a good start to the season, then maybe will force his way into this team. You've got to remember Don is not the youngest, and Reicher is a little bit younger compared to him. We also have new signings on the bench who can make an impact onto this team if they need to. But here's Philip, one of the players who was here last season, and he scores the first goal of our season here. Lovely finish. Make no mistake, even if we bring in these new signings, some of these boys are just irreplaceable. And Philip, who re-signed at the end of last season, is just one of those. It seems it's 1-0 here in this game. It's a lovely finish, potentially against the runner play a little bit, but you can't complain. We could be in here again. Here's Jacobsen. Jacobsen gets the return ball to Christiansen. Danhoff, Philip, back to Jacobsen, Christiansen, lovely bit of play here, just knocking it around, and Danhoff is going to look to try and burst down this right side. Can he look to square it for Wilhelmsen, who can't win his header? It falls back to Jakob. Wilhelmsen is there. That is 2-0 here in this game. A lovely goal from him there. He's on his debut for the club. He goes and makes it 1-0. Perfect positioning for that Jakob ball, and that could be a very promising sign from him there. Arguably you want to see this whole season just play out with these new signings. Maybe it's something we go and do. Mind is always changing about where we want to be, but if we can get a 20-goal season out of him, who knows what we can go and do with this club. If we move him on after that, then we could be in a very, very good position. Here's Danhoff, lovely turn there. Can he look to square it? Find the new signing in the middle. Where will he go? He finds Philip with the shot. Musonda is there. It's 3-0 here. We have this trait to just run away with some of these games, and we've done it here. The attackers have absolutely gone for it. Wilhelmsen, Philip and Musonda now with a goal to make it 3-0. Absolutely incredible stuff, and we should go, yeah, we are at the top of the table, and we probably will end the weekend at the top of the table if it continues like this. Dan Huff, can he look to go and play a ball in? He finds Philip Wilhelmsen for 4-0. I think he's offside in the end there. We'll take a look, but if he isn't, then I think we definitely should have this game in the bag. We'll take a look. VAR is having a look. They've pointed to the middle. It is going to be a goal. It's 4-0 here in this game. When we put the pressure on, when the momentum with us, we are absolutely overwhelming. This is quite remarkable, really. I don't remember playing Fortuna Dusseldorf. I don't know if they've been relegated. I don't get how these leagues work, man. It's so weird because like only 2 teams or 3 teams can go down from each season. Sometimes 2, sometimes 3. But if 3 get relegated from the Bundesliga and only 2 get promoted, what's going on there? I don't really know, to be honest. We'll have to figure that out if it becomes relevant to us, but it hasn't because we didn't finish anywhere near those playoffs in the last season. Oh, that could be a red card. That looks bad from Jakob there. It doesn't look like much of an issue for us in this season if we continue to play the way that we are. It's 4-0 at half time. What a performance it has been, and let's go and see if we can go and get a few more goals. Could be an absolute landslide here in this game, and the most important thing is that Wilhelmsen has gone and got himself 2 goals already in this game. If he could get a hat-trick in his first game for the club, then you'd think we've got quite the player in this squad now. Here are Fortuna Dusseldorf on the ball, trying to knock it around, going to see what they can do. The ball finds itself in the midfield. We are playing a bit low here, putting on a little bit of pressure with Philip there, but just keeping it really tight, to be honest. Not about the press necessarily, just keeping a really good structure. There's a ball in the middle there. Jakob gets it clear. Musonda can't do anything with that. It's to the edge of the area. Don't want to let the shot go in here. It's only 1 minute after half time. The ball knocking around. This probably will be the only game of the episode. Obviously, with a bit of a season preview, it's typical what we tend to do at the start of our season, so it wouldn't make sense really to go and play another game. Next episode we may have some DFB Pokal action, maybe another game against Bayern Munich, hopefully a big game against a Bundesliga team, and if there's an upset in that, then who knows, maybe it's a little DFB Pokal run that we have under the belt. There's a ball knocking around here. It could be in behind. The shot is going to go in. Lovely save from Ray shot there. Looked like quite the impact. Could have hit him in the face or something like that there, but luckily doesn't trouble him too much in the end there. I'm going to bring Kylian Jakob off down that left side. Kinsombi is the obvious change there. Still getting a lot of sharpness into some of these boys, but it's something that we'll need to do if we can go on and do it. Dulich will bring on for, I'm going to bring Jacobson off so Christensen can get his sharpness off, and then I want to bring one of the 2 midfielders off. I'm going to bring Philip off for Froling as a bit of a channel midfielder, obviously his natural role through that middle, to see how he does off the right hand side. We'll keep Musonda on and then potentially bring him off for someone else in this game. We're going to send Fressel out on loan. We do have Lugiki in this side, no Boya Karslan who is injured, so I don't think there is really much of an obvious change for us in this game, but Kinsombi could potentially move off, but we'll have to see what we can go and do. There's a ball to Dan Huff, who heads it in. Wilhelmsen close for his hat-trick there after 60 minutes, but he's not able to keep it down in the end. I'm sure we'll keep him on to see if he can go and get that hat-trick. It'll do him massive favours for his confidence if he can go and get an opening day hat-trick. That will definitely do him some favours. After 70 minutes here, we've made 3 changes already in this game. We'll go and look to make a few more. I'm going to bring Christensen off, Dulich to come on here, Duric I should say, to come on here in this game, and then we'll also go and look to make some so hang on, I've got a bit confused there. What's gone on? So Dulich is our guy from before who's always been there, and we've got Duric now. I'm thinking Vandenberg, who I wanted to bring on actually. So I think we'll make a centre-back change here. Now that's got me confused. I didn't realise that we'd have that issue. Well, we're going to bring Vandenberg into the middle. That's what I wanted to do, alongside Duric, and then Dulich comes on it to the back as well. That's a little bit confusing. I guess we'll have to get a little bit used to that. But now Duric is on. That's who we wanted on originally. I don't know what's gone on there, but I guess that's all resolved now. And that is that all the changes? Yeah, that is all the changes we are going to make here in this game. Down the right hand side, Fortuna Dusseldorf trying to attack. Dan Huff gets that clear. Froling, it's an effort from range, and luckily well over the bar. in the end there. Now it's just a case of seeing out this game. So we go a little bit more attacking. Let's go and see if we can get 5, maybe 6 here in this game. We've been a bit more cautious. Maybe that's why it's worked out for us, just being a little bit more cautious in terms of our defensive work, not getting caught out on a counter-attack. Silly mistakes are not being made when we're trying to work out from the back. Just maintaining that pressure and that momentum higher up the pitch is probably what's benefited us here in this game. We're into the final moments, 3 minutes of added time, and the full-time whistle is going to go shortly here in this game. It's 4 goals in the first half. That is the difference here in this game. Massive win to start the season off. So there you have it, a massive win to open up the season, first in the table. The fans are happy with everything, with the result, with Wilhelmsson, with all the new players who have come into this team, and we are looking to have a very good start here to this season. If you did enjoy that video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll leave you with this little tune. Make sure to join the Discord down below, and I'll see you all for another video soon. Thank you, bye bye.